This would be a pretty good firewood tool, right? 3 or 4 sticks of firewood you need to get at 60 miles an hour. That's the machine for it.
That's the one. I keep thinking, you know, a cab, that's overkill. It's a tractor. It don't need a cab. But then again, hey, that'd be pretty nice. Be out there riding around doing work all day long and stay nice and comfortable.
Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms, and we're out here at the Ozark Fall Farm Fest today. And I'm going to do what I always do at farm shows, which is walk around and show you guys anything I see that I think is cool or that you might find interesting. What's different today is we're going to have 2 opinions because I've brought my dad along for the ride.
And we walked by some cattle already, and I'm thinking hamburgers.
And his opinions are always a little outside the box, so should be a fun show. Parking was kind of crazy at the show this year. We had to park a long way away, so we came in the back where the livestock is, and the first thing we came to is the antique tractors, which I think is phenomenal. They've got some belt-driven equipment going back here, a combined hay baler that you actually drive the baler. A lot of cool old stuff.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's what I just told the cameras. I'd never seen a combined baler that you drive on the baler.
No,
I don't know how common that was even back then. I've never seen a machine like the one you've got right there. So can you tell us real quick what it is?
It's a square baler, self-propel square baler. They made 305 of them in 1957. They took a 66 model full-type baler and took a 57 Ford 3/4 ton rear end and transmission to put underneath the 2 Wisconsin engines, one to pull the baling machine and the other to pull the wheels.
They only made it 305.
305.
Very cool old machine.
And there's a couple guys 10 years ago started a National Register on it. And I've been trying to get in touch with them. And they had a 43 on their register. And that's been 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to try to get that going again and see if they found any more. I know we found one more.
That one looks like it needs some love.
Consecutive serial number to that one.
So I don't know anything about this one, but we'll look it up. Power horse. This is a horseless carriage, I guess. Just kind of neat looking. Boy, what'd you think of that?
Well, and see, it's even rope operated from here, from the carriage.
Yeah, that's really neat. I've never seen those balers like that before.
No, I
Have you ever
haven't
seen
either.
anything like that?
I haven't either, and I've seen a lot of balers in my life, what with hauling hay and things. And I think they said it was made in '57. They were probably still in use when I was a kid.
Yeah.
They just didn't. They were just rare. They didn't make a whole lot of them.
Yep. It's rare to find a machine as old as you that still works.
Yeah.
All right. Local dealer here. Looks like they're called the Tractor Barn. They've got Ferris, Toro, Mahindra, and maybe LS.
Working on this. I know. Yeah.
Oh, we've even got a little Yanmar here. Got an LS 225. These are an older hood design that's being replaced with a more modern look on those. Here we've got a MT 345 hydrostat. This would be the same frame size as the 357 I've shown in a recent video. Just a little smaller, lower horsepower. Now look at this price. $27,500 for a big tractor like this, and then $36,000 gets it with the backhoe. Every time I come to these shows, people say, how are you seeing those prices? I can't find prices like that. I think the answer is come to a show ready to buy and take a tractor home with you. They've got, some of this is, you know, that you're not paying financing, it's a cash price, but a lot of these shows, they put out some pretty good deals.
Old International had a Woods belly mower on it.
Yeah, Woods is still in business, still a premium brand for brush cutters.
Really?
Hang on. They've got a pretty big tree puller on a pretty small machine here.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like an aggressive piece of equipment.
Yeah, that's almost as big of a tree puller as I have on a pretty small tractor. So you just got to be smart, or you can tweak your loader with that.
Definitely.
So I'm just buzzing along trying to get to the next thing, and my dad stopped, took an interest in this insulation that goes behind your siding. I don't really know anything about it, but it looks kind of interesting, so I'm going to let you tell us.
Yeah, so we're here at the Fall Farm Fest at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. We work with Continental Siding, and we do everything outside of the home but the roof and the deck. We actually created and invented our own installation method that has that form-fit siding or insulation behind every style of siding. And our seamless polymer panel is actually installed by this metal bar here, so it's allowed to slide, and it's completely secured from top to bottom with the grooves. No insects, mold, or mildew is going to get behind you, but it allows plenty of expansion and contraction to kind of breathe naturally and cool your home the way it should.
Okay, so what's the estimated R value added here?
Yeah, so it's actually the top of the industry. It's an R5 value for siding itself. And then, or sorry, for the insulation, I apologize. But the siding has an additional R value because it keeps that on there, kind of like a shell.
So if I say, man, I'd like to insulate my house better, can I only do this when I reside the house, basically, right?
With our method, yes, it typically is the full process. We come in, take your old siding off, we'll recycle it for you, get you a little kickback, and then we'll put our system on top of it. So it is kind of a one-stop shop.
Is this locally available or national?
It is. So we actually are local to all 4 states of Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And we keep all of our products manufactured and installed locally as well.
Okay, so where would I find you?
Yeah, so we've got our website, continentalsiding.com, or you can, the classic jingle, call now.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to show it to me.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.
Now, I never would have stopped and looked at that house insulation, even though it's probably a cool product, but Dad is all about energy efficiency and keeping those heating and cooling costs down, and looks like a pretty cool solution if you're getting ready to side your house.
Yeah, and I like a good design. I've always kind of been an engineer without really the education behind it, but I can spot a good design when I see it. That looked like it'd really work.
Besides the R factor, it would seal off airflow. And this show is not short on equipment. They've just got stuff packed in here, and every brand. This one would be kind of fun to have, but this is probably more practical. Got us a 6-wheel ATV here. Defender 6x6 Can-Am. This would be a pretty good firewood tool, right? 3 or 4 sticks of firewood you need to get at 60 miles an hour. That's the machine for it.
That's the one.
There's Coyote zero turns.
I built that electric 4-wheeler, you know, and I rode it all over the place. And that's a lot of machine.
Isn't it though? This is one of the diesels, so this is probably a $20,000 mower.
Yeah.
Here's the tag.
That's not that's not a homeowner's model there.
No,
I know people with yards this wouldn't fit in. Yeah, 22.99.
Yeah. Well, that's a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd almost just pay someone to mow for $22.9.
Yeah, but it'd be so much fun.
So I spotted a product here that is local to my area, small business, and it's a solution for being able to cut down small trees if you don't have, say, the hydraulics or the capabilities to run some of the other types of attachments I've shown. you want to tell us the name of your company, a little bit about your product?
Absolutely. We produce tree saws that are mounted to four-wheelers and side-by-sides. We also make tree saws that mount to buckets of tractors, so you don't need to have a special attachment for it. But if you have a skid steer, we also have attachments that use a universal mounting bracket.
So I'm really interested in seeing how this works. I'm going to back up so we can actually see it. You've got these two round discs and then a spike behind it. So how exactly does that work? Is it just the pressure from pushing into it that kind of makes the blades turn?
Yep, the pressure from pushing up against the tree makes the blades turn, and it causes it to shear it off with a higher mechanical advantage than just a stationary wheel.
What about longevity for something like this? How long are those blades going to last?
These blades are good for 400,000 trees.
So quite a few. I think it'll be a while before I cut 400,000 trees. What's a generalized price range on something like the small unit or the bigger one?
On the smaller units, we sell for $1,400.
Okay.
On the larger units, we have the bucket mount right here that sells for $2,250, and we have the skid steer attachment that sells for $2,750.
If somebody is watching right now and they want one of these, how would they get a hold of you?
They could get a hold of us through Facebook, or you can call us at 620-763-2500. That's our landline at our main office.
All right.
And, yep.
Well, I appreciate you taking time to show it to me.
Absolutely.
So that tree cutting attachment that I just showed is a really intriguing product to me, and it turns out they're manufactured really close to where I live. So we're looking at maybe setting up an in-person demonstration, and I'll probably have that in a future video.
I've shown these before, the Baumolite tracked skid loaders. I love the design of these. I've looked at a lot of different mini skid steers, and to me, this one's got a great setup as far as the controls and the size of the machine, capabilities. It's got the two joysticks for the loader and for the steering, so it's going to feel like the control system on my skid loader. And I don't like some of the other ones I've seen that have like the dual handles. Feels like that'd be hard on your hand, where this feels really comfortable. These are actually can be thought of as a replacement for a compact tractor. Now this machine costs more than a compact tractor, but the footprint is even smaller. Their versatility for attachments is pretty impressive. They've got more hydraulic flow. They've got a similar lift capacity as a compact. So I'm really impressed with these machines right here. What do you think? Would you want to run one?
Oh yeah, it looks like it'd be a lot of fun. I can do a lot of work with them.
The only thing about these in my mind is they've got so much power, but you're in kind of a vulnerable spot. I'm almost surprised that it's allowed, whereas like my skid steer won't move if I don't have the safety, the door closed, the lap thing down, it won't move. But this, you can run it just standing on it.
Yeah, looks like it needs a roll cage, huh?
I think it's such a low center of gravity, it's a lot less tip hazard, but you're not held on it in any way. Paul's got one of these for moving square bales.
Yeah.
This is a skid steer mounted square bale mover. Or the hooks just drop down and grab the bales.
Pulls about 8 bales.
You know, I've got the Moschio flail mower. I had no idea that they make hay balers.
Now, this was a neat little product, but the owner of the company didn't feel like getting on camera. But it solves a unique problem, or a niche problem. It is a trailer hitch that has a spot to connect your PTO, so it's not dragging the ground or bouncing around when you're pulling a farm implement that has a PTO shaft. I love it when an individual comes up with a creative solution that is actually pretty simple like this.
All right, I just came over to the Halverson's booth. I'm a big fan of the Halverson's skid steer mount firewood processors. Apparently now they can mount them on a tractor. And I'm gonna let this guy tell us a little bit about what they've got, and then he's gonna run it for us.
So my name is Daryl Hogan with Hogan Mechanical. We're just 20 minutes west of Springfield here. Authorized Halverson Wood Products dealer. We've got 4 different models of firewood processors, starting out with the HWP 100, then we have the 120, the 140, and then the biggest one is the 150 is what we're going to demo here in just a minute. So the 150 set apart from the rest, it's got larger diameter wood, of course it'll do. It's got the hydraulic adjust wedge, which will feature that a little bit when we do the demo. So.
And one thing that's interesting, I think
A large percentage of the people who watch my videos don't have a skid steer, and these are usually shown on a skid steer, but he's telling me they've got a smaller version that can run on a tractor and a auxiliary hydraulic pump for using it on a tractor. So I think that unit's right here.
Yes, sir. So this is our auxiliary power unit that we offer now. It would have a bounce on the 3-point. It's got a PTO pump, and very competitively priced at $32.85 compared to competitors. That way, if you want to mount some of the smaller processors on smaller tractors and you don't have enough hydraulic flow, you have that option that we can add as well.
Awesome. So that the option to have a firewood processor on the front of your tractor is now available.
Yes,
So
sir.
let's see one of these run.
Okay.
I appreciate you taking time to show it to us.
How much my dad was like that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I was walking by the VentTrak booth and I saw something that looks different here. So I found a guy willing to get on camera and talk a little bit about it. That VentTrak to me is a premium mowing machine, and the only thing holding it back is the lack of a loader. And this one looks almost like a regular loader.
Yes, so new this year we come out with the KM500. So it's our new loader system. You can operate this with the dual wheels. Before we had just a 4-wheel operation. You do have some extra options, so it comes standard with a bucket, but we also have a log grapple and a rock bucket as well, and a large material bucket. So several different options for this loader system with the quick hitch, VentTrak quick hitch system. So different versatility. It continues our motto of being the one tractor solution and being versatile.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who in the compact tractor market who just love the great mowing ability and mow quality and the ability to hold the hill that the VentTrak offers, and said, man, I just wish it had a loader. I think this is going to be a really interesting feature for them.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Yeah, it's been great. From our previous models, we simplified the operation to use all the functions of the SDLA, so you have your different hydraulics and your 12-volt system to utilize all those functions for simple operation.
And you were saying that you have it's a proprietary quick attach system that allows you to put different things like a grapple on the front.
Like our rock grapple and our log grapple, yes, sir.
Fantastic.
It's great.
Anything else exciting happening at VentTrak lately?
Well, this is our latest and greatest. There's always stay tuned for the next widget. So
well, I appreciate you taking time to show it to me.
Thank you. Appreciate you stopping.
Do I need one this big?
I don't know. I don't know if it's big enough or not. I bet there's stumps you couldn't pull with this.
Well, anything that this couldn't pull out would just be better left where it is.
Yeah, leave it alone. Leave it alone. It don't need to be bothered. I keep thinking, a cab, that's overkill. It's a tractor. It don't need a cab. But then again, hey, that'd be pretty nice. Be out there riding around doing work all day long and stay nice and comfortable.
Well, I think you're about the only person I know that does more hacking and coughing than I do. So I think we could use one.
I thought about building a cab for my own thing.
Redneck cabs are great YouTube content. If you want to build one, I got a welder.
Yeah.
All right, here is the Precision Manufacturing Group. This is the same tree shear that I've got, the Atta grapple that I've got, the tree puller I've got, and the freestanding big mouth grapple that I want. I've done about a dozen videos or 2 dozen about Precision already, and so if you want to hear about their products,
I'll put links at the end of the video to those, but I've shown them all, but I can't help but stop. All right, so I have really enjoyed this show. I thought we saw a lot of cool stuff, and I'm gonna be, the next 2 days, I'll be at the Paul Bunyan show in Cambridge, Ohio, if anyone wants to come by and say hi. But I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.